We know better now, don't we? The devils don't come from hell beneath us, no. No, they come from the sky.
And that right there was Lex Luthor saying Superman is the devil because he doesn't come from hell beneath us, but instead from the sky above us. I'm not sure why I told you that because it has nothing to do with the video and it's just gonna be more editing for me. Well, enough of that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Today we are taking a look at DC Comics movies and series that I would like to see in the future. Because somehow Warner Brothers always managed to muck it up. They had a slate of movies that they were going to release, and then they redacted it for some reason. So here is an unspecified amount of DC superhero movies or series that I would like to see from Warner Brothers in the future. So you might have seen Batgirl in the thumbnail of this video, but we're not talking about the Batgirl solo movie that comes out in 2022, which I'm pretty excited about, but not really because it's gonna be airing on HBO Max, I believe, and us plebeians here in this country cannot get HBO Max. You know, we had HBO Nordic, which were great, but with HBO Max you cannot get it, which is pretty sad. I'm pretty sad about that because there's loads of good content on HBO Max, unfortunately. But what I'm here to talk to you about is Birds of Prey. Now, Birds of Prey has already been released by Warner Brothers in 2018 or 19, but it was the wrong Birds of Prey movie in my opinion, because it did not feature the original lineup of characters. If you don't know, the original lineup of the Birds of Prey is Batgirl, Huntress and Black Canary, and that's how it should be. That would be a movie that I would watch. With Harley Quinn they should have made Gotham City Sirens with Poison Ivy and Catwoman, but of course you couldn't just, well, I guess you could introduce them out of nowhere because they did that with Huntress and Black Canary and it quite worked. But anyway, Warner Brothers does have the perfect setup for a original Birds of Prey movie, or just call it Birds of Prey 2 or something like that, because we have a Batgirl movie that releases in 2022 and potentially we are going to get a Black Canary TV show, or not TV show but an HBO Max show, and that would perfectly set up the Birds of Prey movie because, hear me out. So in the Batgirl movie, after Batgirl, beats the main villain of her movie, the end credit scene shows Lady Shiva, or someone like that, a powerful villain that she cannot take on her own, but she needs a team to take this villain on, who could potentially be Lady Shiva or someone else. But let's say Batgirl has to take her on, she needs to recruit a team, and it crosses over to the Black Canary series, where Batgirl joins that series, and then obviously trying to recruit Black Canary, who already knows Huntress because it was already established in Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey that they know each other and they already have their own team. So Batgirl joins that team. She's not gonna be a founding member, but she's gonna join that team and she's gonna be in that series for a while. But obviously it's a Black Canary series, so they're gonna focus on Black Canary and Green Arrow. When that's established, we are gonna have the movie, Birds of Prey movie, with the original characters Batgirl, Huntress and obviously Black Canary. And Harley Quinn went her own way to do something. She meets Catwoman and Poison Ivy and they make their own team, okay? They make their own team. Then further down the line, way further down the line, we get a Birds of Prey versus Gotham City Sirens movie, and it's gonna be epic. I mean, that's how I would set up the Birds of Prey movie, the sequel Birds of Prey movie. I don't know what you would call it though, because we already have Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey, Birds of Prey, the emancipation of one Harley Quinn. So what do you call this, Batgirl and the Birds of Prey? If that is the case, she's not gonna be the founding member, so it would be pretty weird. But yeah, that's how I would set up the Birds of Prey movie, but obviously it doesn't need to be exactly in that or done that way. But it would be pretty cool if they made a shared universe, because I mean obviously casuals are probably not gonna be watching the series, so they're gonna be pretty confused as to what happens in the movie. But for us comic book fans, it would be perfect to introduce the Birds of Prey that way, or the new team that way. But obviously it's just wishful thinking that it would be done that exact way. But I do want a Birds of Prey movie, and I do not feel like we got a Birds of Prey movie with Birds of Prey Harley Quinn, because it wasn't the original lineup, and for some reason Harley Quinn was a kind of a good dude, or good guy in this iteration, which is pretty weird because she's not a good guy, and for some reason people adore her. I don't know why. Hello, it's me from the future, and I'm just here to correct myself. What I meant about Harley Quinn is that she is every bit as crazy as the Joker is, and I don't know why they give her a pass, but they don't give Joker a pass. I mean, I know in the comics they're trying to reform her, they're trying to make her an anti-hero as opposed to an hero or a villain, but still she is a murdering psychopath, and nothing will ever change that. And I do love Harley Quinn myself as a character. So what I said, disregard what I said before, that people can't, I guess, adore murderers. I mean, I love Joker myself. He is my favorite superhero villain, and he's a murdering psychopath, so disregard everything I said. Back to previous me we go. I do like Harley Quinn myself, but people tend to forget that she is a mass murderer. She is a mass murdering clown. She's just as bad as Joker. People seem to forget that when they're talking about Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy being together. Oh, they're so cute, oh my god. But she is a mass murdering clown. No better than the Joker. The next movie that I would like to see is Booster Gold. Because, well, I don't really have much to say about Booster Gold. I don't know a lot about him, the character, but I know that he is really, really funny. And he's just a likable character, even though he stole his suit to travel back in time to become rich and famous or regain his wealth. He's just a really, really cool character. If you have seen Justice League Action, in that series he's pretty prominent, and he is so funny. He's just a really, really likable guy. I hate comparing other superheroes to other superheroes or villains, but you could say that he's kind of the DC version of Deadpool, although they're completely different, and he's not as foul-mouthed as Deadpool. If you don't know who Booster Gold is, he is Michael Carter, a superhero from the 25th century. He was born December 29th in the year 2442. He used technology that he stole from the 25th century to become a superhero, in the process saving the life of President Ronald Reagan, which gained him wealth and fame, though he lost it when his manager stole his fortune, leaving him with little. But traveling back to the 20th or 21st century, he is trying to regain his wealth and fame. But the main reason I think that Booster Gold should get his own movie is that, or series, is that we are getting Blue Beetle. Although it's not Ted Kord Blue Beetle, it is Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. If they introduce Ted Kord in the new Blue Beetle movie, they should really also have Booster Gold. Or definitely an end credit scene where he comes to Earth or something, or travels back in time. I mean, what I think is gonna happen in the Blue Beetle movie is that obviously Jaime Reyes is gonna get the scarab, and then he's gonna go to Ted Kord or Ted Industries, or Kord Industries, sorry, and he's gonna be his mentor or something like that. I think maybe that introducing Booster Gold would be too crowded, because it is essentially a Jaime Reyes movie. He has to be in the forefront of the movie. And I think Booster Gold would kinda maybe take the spotlight away from Jaime Reyes, but you could definitely set up something there with Ted Kord and Booster Gold, as I said, in an end credit scene where he comes to Earth or lands in Ted Industries, or Kord Industries, excuse me, and I think that would be perfect. If you don't know, Ted Kord and Booster Gold become best friends, and they are best friends in the comics, so that's why I would like to see obviously Booster Gold in this Blue Beetle movie, if Ted Kord is in that movie, which I think he should be, or is going to be. And I think I forgot to mention that Blue Beetle, or Ted Kord, is the original Blue Beetle. He didn't have a scarab, an alien scarab, that gave him these crazy powers, but he is really intelligent, I believe. I'm not too familiar with Ted Kord or Blue Beetle in general, but he has his own industries, he makes tech, and he's rich, I believe. But back to Booster Gold. You might know who his son is. He is Rip Hunter, the captain of the Wave Rider in season 1 of the hit TV show DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, I just thought that would be a fun fact to give you. I mean, it's not really relevant to this video, but yeah, he is the father of Time Master Ray Ponter from the hit TV show DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if that was the greatest ever reason to make a movie or a series. I didn't think I convinced anyone right there, but I would just really like to see Booster Gold, because I think that DC has a vast variety of superheroes that just fall to the wayside, even though they are super cool and they could definitely carry their own movie, especially if you make it like a buddy cop movie. Ted Kord and Booster Gold, I think it could really work. And especially as a series, I guess. It would be pretty cool to see it as a series, I guess. I just repeated myself, but yeah, that would be really cool. And there's so many other heroes that just won't ever get a movie or series because Warner Brothers is too scared. I mean, they won't even make a Man of Steel sequel for some reason. I mean, he is their biggest hero, alongside Batman of course, and they won't make a sequel. I mean, what is that about? I mean, just look at Marvel, they take risks all the time. Just look at shows like WandaVision and Hawkeye, and movies like Eternals and Shang-Chi. They experiment, they're not afraid to experiment on the big screen, albeit they already have an audience that they have built trust with, and they have a formula that they keep repeating, a blueprint that they have for every movie, and it works. People eat it up and it makes a lot of money. The MCU makes money, the most successful franchise in the world. I mean, for God's sake, Captain Marvel made over $1 billion, and I don't think she is very popular. I mean, she's popular in the comics, I know, she's very popular in the comics, but $1 billion popular? I'm not so sure about that. And obviously I'm not saying that DC or Warner Brothers doesn't take risks, because they do. I mean, look at the TV show DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Stargirl, Naomi, the upcoming CW show. I mean, they do take risks, albeit it's not on the big screen. I mean, this video just went way off track, but what I want to say is that Marvel has a slate of movies that they release, and they stick to that plan. But DC, they released a slate, I believe, and now they are cancelled pretty much every movie from that slate. They don't stick to their plan, and that is their biggest downfall. I mean, they need a Kevin Feige. As much as I hate it, or hate to say it, they need a Kevin Feige. And Walter Hamada is not Kevin Feige, okay? He is not Kevin Feige. He doesn't have a plan, he doesn't have a clue what he's doing. I don't know why he's been hired. I mean, just look at the screen right now. Marvel is gonna release every single movie on that slate, and that's just the movies. They even have multiple series. They have slates for series that they're gonna release, and DC just doesn't have anything. So we got really sidetracked there, so let's go back to the original topic of this video, which was movies that I would like to see. And the next movie that I would like to see is Justice League Dark with Zatanna and Constantine at the helm, because I think we need a Justice League Dark movie. But can you really make a Justice League Dark movie without having a Zatanna solo movie or solo series before that? And I think that my boy Keanu Reeves is keen on returning as Constantine. I mean, if the rumors are true and Keanu Reeves really does want to do Constantine, then it's right there. The Justice League Dark movie is right there. I mean, I love my boy Matt Ryan. I mean, either of those I would be fine with playing Constantine. What I really want to see is Justice League Dark, and I'm not sure you can do Justice League Dark without having a Justice League movie. I mean, yeah, we have one Justice League movie, but I think we need a few more Justice League movies before we get Justice League Dark movies. But it doesn't look like we are gonna get any more Justice League movies, because they're gonna go into the multiverse, and Walter Hamada does not think that Justice League or the Snyderverse belongs in the multiverse for some reason. But I argue that you can have the Snyderverse and another universe. It won't really appeal to casuals because they won't know what is what, but it looks like Marvel is gonna go into the multiverse, or they have with Spider-Man No Way Home, and obviously Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. They're gonna introduce through the multiverse probably the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, but they're gonna bring them into the MCU more likely than just making movies in multiple different universes. That's not really what they do. They like everything to be in the MCU, unlike DC, which explores outside of their respective universe, such as the Batman movie or the Joker movie. I mean, as an argument to the shared universe thing, and people won't understand it, is that they already have the DCEU, and they already have Elseworld stories like the Batman and Joker, which are not set in the DCEU obviously, but I mean, people will go see Joker. I mean, it made $1 billion, and they understand that it is not part of the DCEU. And that right there is my argument that having two universes running alongside each other could really work. I mean, think about it like this. You have the Snyderverse, which is Earth 1, you have the Batman, which is Earth 52, you have Joker, which is Earth 40, and then Injustice League resides on Earth 2. So the Snyderverse pulls villains from Earth 2, and that right there is a multiverse. So you have multiple movies that are in, you know, one big bubble, but they're not in the same like universe, they're in a multiverse. And then Batman is standalone and the Joker is standalone, but the Snyderverse uses villains from other Earths, just not the Joker and Batman. And that right there is a multiverse, so you can have multiple movies not in the same universe running alongside each other. So basically the Snyderverse is this big huge shared universe, and then you have standalone movies like the Joker and Batman and whatever you want. What I'm trying to say, if that was confusing for you, is that let's say you have the MCU, but Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is a standalone franchise. It's not part of the MCU, but it's part of the multiverse of Marvel. And the same with the Amazing Spider-Man and Daredevil, the movie. They are standalone, but they're still part of the Marvel universe. So potentially you could maybe see along the lines that Daredevil joins the other Daredevil, and that right there is a multiverse, but still it's a standalone movie if you want. It looks like I jumped off topic again, but what I would like to say is that Justice League Dark has to be a movie. It has to be a movie, not a series, a movie. I would really like to see Satana and Constantine on the big screen together, have a team, but obviously you need to set it up somehow. But I think it would be really amazing to see magicians introduced into the DC universe. I mean, we already have magic, I don't know why I said that. We have Enchantress, who is a witch and magic based, and we have the wizard from Shazam, which is magic based. And I believe that the three villains in Shazam Fury of the Gods are going to be witches of some kind, so they're also going to be magic. So magic has already been introduced into the DCEU, so it would be perfect to use Justice League Dark as an excuse to get more magic. But that is it from me. We went way over time. I didn't expect this video to be so long, but I kind of went on a rampage of some kind. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.